Have you noticed how much easier it is on a Sunday afternoon to determine to submit to King Jesus in every area of your life than it is to do the same thing on a Monday morning? Well, Mark chapter 4 and 5, it does two key things for us when we think about the lordship of Jesus in our lives. Well, firstly, this passage, it sets out clearly why we must treat Jesus as our King, both in our words and in our deeds. See, as chaos is replaced by calm in this passage, the true identity of Jesus becomes clearer and clearer. Control of nature, authority over evil, power to heal disease, and then the ability to give life to the dead. Jesus is God in flesh, and so deserves our worship. He deserves the right response shown in Mark's Gospel of firstly fearing him and then putting our faith in him. And treating Jesus as King means that there's no area of our lives where we can continue to make our own decisions without reference, deference and submission to his word. Now, if we didn't know who he is, well, then that would be a very frightening thing indeed. But realising that he is the God of love, well, that removes that fear for us. In fact, fear can be replaced by the conviction that the life of blessing is the life of faith in Jesus. Which brings us to the second key thing that this passage offers us when we think about discipleship and lordship. Even though we know that the best thing for us is to live obediently to God's word, well, so often we feel we just don't have the energy and the ability to do this. Our own sin and failure and fickleness just trips us up. Monday mornings are so much harder than Sunday afternoons. Well, Mark 4 and 5, they show us that we should treat Jesus as King, but they also convince us that King Jesus has overcome all of our enemies. And so there's hope for Monday mornings. Chaos does not overcome Jesus. Jesus overcomes chaos. The chaos of nature and of evil and of illness and even of death. And so can King Jesus deal with the chaos in our hearts and in our lives? Of course he can. I've used this verse recently, but it is worth emphasising again. In John 16 verse 33, Jesus says this to his disciples: "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." See, our King wins. He has overcome the world. The cross and the empty tomb are the proof of this, and his Spirit is the evidence of it in our lives. And so the subjects of the King, those who pledge their allegiance to him, Christians who want to obey him and follow him and become like him, well, they have this great and sure hope. We run to him for help on our Monday mornings. In our darkest valleys, in the trials and temptations and the disappointments and the sorrows. And in running to him, we will never be let down. Forgiveness is there when we've sinned. Strength is there when we are weak. Hope is there when we are downcast. Zeal is there when we are dull. See, what a King we serve. And he's a King who one day will hand his subjects their own crown. It's a crown that has been won for them and that can never be taken away. Amen.